I almost didn't make a Masters of the Universe video this week, but I've got Transformers and Thundercats to get to, so I gotta get through these cartoon collection. So these are the two waves that I'm at right now. I thought I would just do these in two sets because I did all of the girls from, I don't know, 3 lines in a row. It was She-Ra and Frosta and Catra. I opened all in one video, but we have to clean up the rest of these figures from the different series. We can get their comics out, and I can get them into my binders. I do have my binders standing by. I do want to talk about the update and my comic book collection, because I love the comics that come with these, even though I've never read them. It's based on art. 2 of these figures are kind of duds, in my opinion. I mean, normally a translucent Skeletor would be one of my favorite things, but we've already gotten a transparent Skeletor before, which I probably should have had for this review. It kind of reminds me of, this is like a crossover between the translucent one and the Gary V one that they put out, which Gary V, Mattel chooses some pretty questionable people to do collaborations with, if you ask me. But this is a really cool figure, translucent. It's the Orko cape, I think, that is turning me off the most. I'm not a big Orko fan. That'll be next week's video if I do continue to do the cartoon collections and finish off finally that last wave that I have. I think there's one other wave that I don't have yet that was out and announced. Leech is the other awesome character in this. Leech and Buzz-Off are 2 much-needed Filmation characters. And then Faker, which is, I remember seeing the cartoon when I was a kid, and He-Man coming out and this was Faker, and he wasn't blue, and I mean, his eyes do look cool, he does look cool. I mean, it's just a basic He-Man, so it's not really Faker, but it is really Faker, so that's questionable too. Let's look at the artwork on the back. We've got He-Man with Faker back here. No surprise characters. We got a Skeletor. Guess that's not too much of a surprise character. We've got Orko and Man-at-Arms and an invisible Skeletor from the Disappearing Act. This one is from the Shape-Shifting Staff, would be the name. I don't know if there's any artifacts in these or not. This one, the artwork looks like this. We're really Princess of Power here. We have Bo. I have Bo to open. I'm kind of excited about open. Oh wait, is that one of the ones that I haven't been able to order yet? Yeah, that's one of the ones in the last waves that I don't have yet. Scorpia. We don't have her. We need her. So that's a really cool announcement. And then on the back of here, what do we got going on here? Who is this? Oh, we got Cobra Khan. We don't have him in cartoon, do we? I don't know. I can't remember anymore. They pump out these so often and so much that I can't keep track. I think these 2, I think Leech and Faker are the 2 that we need. I know that my friend Andy bought 2 of these, one to keep as He-Man. I don't know why he thought that this He-Man was better than the other He-Man. I did do it with Orko so that I could have both Orko and is this a better He-Man? I don't know. I did it with Orko so I could have the uncle, whatever the uncle's name is, and Orko as separate figures. That's the first time that I ever did that. I think there's another occasion where I could have done that. I mean, I bought double Troopers for the regular line. Here's the comic book, which Catra was heavily advertised out of this wave. This is what the back of the beautiful card looks like. I love it. I also love this cross-cell artwork on the back. Waves of 3, which is so funny. We went from waves of 4 to waves of 2, even though they advertised them as waves of 4. We got more comic books when they were doing the waves of 2, which was kind of cool. And now we are at waves of, actually they went to waves of 3 there for a while when they were doing one was a reproduction, but then they got rid of the reissue ones, and now we're just waves of 3 cartoon characters. And then Origins are coming out sporadically on the website. That was stuck in there. Does that mean the comic book is going to be okay? I don't know. I got my schematic drawings. I got my comic books. Hey, the strings are caught in here again. That's happening a lot. Only in the past few openings have the strings from the books been being glued into the packaging. Alright, that one's the same. Let's put that up there. Put these aside. Comics. I guess you know what, I'm going to put the comics in my binder first for all those people that haven't stuck around and watched me deal with my binder. Actually, no, I can't do that. I have to look at the figures first. It's bonus material. I did divide up my binder. I got some smaller binders to divide up the factions of the comic books into different factions. So I don't know. I haven't divided up the cartoon from Origins separately, so I might have to do that. I'm thinking we'll get as many, I don't know. Will we get as many cartoon characters as we have gotten Origins? I always save that sticker too. I cut the plastic out and I save it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I do it. His face fell out. I guess his face is the... Oh no, there seems to be... This helmet, I think, is the artifact, because makes him invisible. Alright, card goes. So here's the back of this card. Oh yeah, I should show this. Putting on the hat, it says, includes Orko's cloak, includes invisibility helmet. I gotta make sure I'm reading properly, and then it probably says something up here. But my dyslexic ADHD brain isn't going to try to read it right now. There's only so much of a fool I can make of myself on YouTube in general. Alright, so here we go. I am excited about these because they are looking all bright and colorful. As much, I say this every video, as much as I'm not a fan of the cartoon itself, I am such a fan of toyetic toys, and these bright, colorful toys are so awesome. I've noticed I got some paint mishaps on this guy, unfortunately. Buzz off. Oh, this is cool. I'm already seeing some really cool features here. Oh, here's an accessory. That I don't save. Oh, this feels good. The plastic feels good. Always the nostalgic feels when holding these such big, chunky figures. I love them. The colors are bright. So good. I'm remembering now that the cartoon characters are so different from the Origins figures. Like, the bodies are different. And now with the Thundercats, make sure there's no translucent accessory in here. The Thundercats' bodies are all different, so it's like taking Origins in another direction that I don't know exactly how I feel about that, because the major appeal of these figures is that they follow the reused body part formula of the original Masters of the Universe series, and that's kind of a fantastic thing. I probably should be using the scissors to cut these out carefully and lay them down here so you can at least see a little bit what's going on. Try to keep the accessories. There seems to be a lot more accessories than normal, so that I like. even if there isn't a specific accessory, a artifact, an artifact. Okay, finally we got through the hard part. Let's see here. I gotta see that. Okay, so suction cups can suck on hands and feet, stick to smooth surfaces. All right, so we don't want to miss any of that. We've got includes swappable head, twist into powerful battle position. Oh, what a feature that is. Pose him is that feature. These two that I dropped on the ground, I already did that one with the helmet and the cloak. And then includes, it doesn't say anything anywhere on any of these that it includes a prop from a specific episode, so it's not saying that. I mean, it does say for this guy. Twist into powerful battle position, that's the same thing, and includes, here we go, Andreenid lance. Do I remember the cartoon? Did I see the cartoon? No. I talked about this before in Canada, especially, or where I lived in Canada. I didn't have cable, and or I did at one point, but I had cable. I didn't see Wave 2 on the television, so I don't know what was up with that. We only got Wave 1 on my broadcasting network, so I didn't. But I could get them on Laserdisc. I could get other episodes and on VHS where I could see later, but I didn't really like the cartoon, so I wasn't really in pursuit of seeing all of the shows. She-Ra, however, yeah, so instead of giving us She-Ra, they showed us all the episodes. Instead of giving us the second season of Masters of the Universe, they just started playing She-Ra, and I did like the stories were much better, which I've also mentioned a million times. So articulated wings on Buzz-Off here, which are cool. I like them, bright and colorful. I am really upset about the two paint dots on his chest, unfortunately. One over there, one lighter one on this side. But I mean, that's what you get for buying online. The articulation is nice. I'm noticing that it's working so much better in the more recent figures that I've opened, so that's really good. We got the same kind of claw hand. I don't know if they used the exact same hand on Clawful, but we've got that hole that's on the deep inner of the hand, so then the lance will be able to fit in perfectly with the added articulation. It makes them holding their weapons and using their weapons so much cooler. We got the little bee sting porcupine stopper on the end, fishhook stopper. That so cool, so realistic, so cartoony realistic is what these figures are. Great color brown of his skin, and his visor is attached and bends down to cover his eyes. I think that is so great. I don't think that was in the cartoon. It could have been, where he moves this down. But that is so much better than the added helmet. So he is really, really cool. Normal Skeletor boots. He's got Skeletor feet. So in original Masters of the Universe, we would have said these were the Beast boots, the Beast feet. It's kind of cool that they actually, this is the first time, oh no, look, they gave him, I guess, even Skeletor had shoes on in the cartoon, so they had to give him the rounded off toes. But we've got Skeletor Beast feet and Pokey Beast boots, and he's got the furry underpants, and then we got this voided belt, which looks like it's missing something. I don't know why they did it. I guess that's how it's supposed to look. It seems like it's inverted, and maybe it should curve outwards. Maybe that's my main problem with it. Maybe that's what it looked like in the cartoon. I don't know. Buzz-Off is cool. Let's go Buzz-Off. Is his weapon staying in his hand very well? That's questionable. It's actually staying in pretty well. There's some added little details on the handle there. I don't know what those are all about. It is cool. And it seems to be handing. He's ambidextrous. He seems to have the notch in both hands. Right. I guess he's supposed to hold it in his right hand. What do you think? Do you think Buzz-Off would be right-handed or left-handed? Again, look at this stuff. They got little tech details, which kind of makes sense. Bees are their hives are very computery. Oh, that was scary. This is kind of, I was worried, is that going to break off? Be careful. Could it not be? Oh, I'm hearing other things clicking and snapping. I don't know if I can get this in his hand. Oh yeah, not a very strong, kind of a rubbery piece of plastic to put in there, but I got it in. He's cool. We looked at him enough. Wings, really cool mechanism. Love him. He looks bright and colorful. It's too bad about his paint job. All right, Skeletor. Am I looking at these backwards? Kind of. Skeletor in this cloak. So I don't know what's up with that. What I do know, and I should have got out my other translucent Skeletor, and I should have got out my Gary V special cartoony one too, because that's kind of what these have changing faceplates, which is so cool. Which is, I guess, I got to take this off right away. There's no stripping him down. By the way, he's got no harness or anything. His body is just painted. So that does make Buzz-Off quite different. I mean, that is built in to his body, his back wings. I'm trying to remember, did Buzz-Off actually have armor? I can't remember the original Buzz. What if they painted his torso? I don't think they ever did that. He must. I can't remember. I should go. You know what? It's right here. I just changed around my desk, so I have access to my vintage collection here. Let me just, if Buzz-Off's in here, then we'll do it now. There's no Buzz-Off. There's Cobra Khan. You can see some of them. This is how I have them stored. That's funny. Okay. Maybe later. I don't think we're going to be doing it, but I don't remember how Buzz-Off's wings were attached to him. And I don't remember if he had separate armor or his body was painted. I can't see it in my head normally. Normally I can. Maybe I didn't have Buzz-Off. You know what? I didn't have Buzz-Off. I didn't have Buzz-Off as a kid. I got him at the first one that I got was the commemorative one. Or maybe that's not true. Maybe I got one off of eBay, but I didn't have him till I was a grown man. All right, let's go. Skeletor looking translucent. That in its own right is kind of cool. Oh, they changed up his neck, though. This is weird. I wonder what they did with the Gary V head. See, this would be a good reason, or the regular Skeletor, because they made room for the cloak to go on. It seems like the cloak is always going to go on, because this looks really silly. This neck looks too elongated. What did they do? I guess this must be a special head, but they gave him the different face plates that come out like this. Oh, that was normal. What's going on there? Oh, that looks frightening. It looks like the ghost of a skeleton. And then you can put on this face, but that one, that's silly. That's not. Well, you know what? Maybe that's the face to put on it, because this cape is silly. So, I mean, and I already showed what this would look like if it was normal. It's kind of just like his when he's playing with the Christmas pets, but he also does come with this helmet. Looks very much like a helmet that they use for executions, and it doesn't seem to be fitting on his head. What? Okay, do I have to go into that spiel where I talk about how the accessories don't fit the way that they used to when we were kids? In the 80s, the accessories stayed on. It fits loose. Yeah, it doesn't go on. Am I doing something wrong? Did you manage to get the helmet on? Because I'm not fitting it on. Okay, so the neck is too long. The body is really cool and translucent, just like the, what do they call that one? I forget what they called it, weird name, that when they put out a see-through Barbie and a see-through 8 globe, or a fortune, what are those, 8 ball, and they didn't put out a translucent deck, but then they put out a 3 Masters of the Universe Skeletor, and it showed the inner workings of him, and he is a really cool figure because I love translucent figures. So it's I guess he doesn't look too bad with his neck being this elongated. He looks really silly with his face, though. I like these added bits of color, though. I like that they're done in different translucent colors. So we've got the yellow of his mask, and then we have the blue of his ram staff, which is cool. But I have to put on the regular evil face, because that makes the figure look that much cooler. So an invisible Skeletor with a long neck, kind of cool. His loincloth is in the purple as his boots. I mean, that's pretty darn cool. But I think I do have to put it back where I put this ridiculous, silly Orko cape over him, and then put the hat on, which they made room for, which they didn't really have to do that because there seems to be a lot of space. I guess they thought that it would look too shrugged up around his neck, so they did that. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and do it here. I'm playing. We're making this video extra long because if he's gonna have the ridiculous cape on, which I'm gonna keep him like that, I have to give him the ridiculous face too. And I know that in my other figures, this isn't the face that I would have chosen, so it will be the one opportunity to do it. But pretty cool figure. The staff looks incredible. Everything looks incredible translucent. Can I put this in 2 hands so that he doesn't lose it when I put it into storage? I wonder what category I stick this one in. I guess I just stick it in regular Filmation. I put my variant Skeletors from the Origins in a different box, but in this case, he goes right to the cartoon collection. All right, let's jump over here to Leech, and Leech is looking good. I like that he doesn't have the silly face, the gimmicky face, and he just has the regular cartoon face, which is cool, but he does have the gimmicky feet. And I just stuck it to my recording device really quickly. I bet you these cards are sturdy enough. Yep. The suction cup works really well. Oh yeah. And then I like these extra tabs, so that gives you the extra support to pull those up. So that was a nice addition to add those. The boots are looking super Filmation with this border around it. I guess that's the same. I'm supposed to get the same feel from these loincloth belts here, but this, maybe they're not round enough. I don't think the edge is round enough on the waistband or on the belt, because this gives me cartoon feels. So this is what he's looking like. He's looking kind of thinner. So I guess mimicking in the cartoon that they would have made his body look more like the body of the regular action figures. And like all of the other characters where they like to use the same body all the time for their art. So it probably helped to make, even when the bodies weren't the same, which is, again, I mentioned earlier in this video, what I love about Masters of the Universe is that all of the bodies matched. And then they just swapped colors and accessories and head sculpts, and then you made different and the different body parts, and you made different creatures that way. Oh look, can he do now that he has articulation, can he squeeze He-Man's head in there, even though that's not He-Man? Yeah, he can do that. So cool. Crazy creepy face. Got a bad paint app on the back of his head. Probably could remove that with acetone, which I might attempt. Afraid of melting the plastic, of course, you never know. These suction cup hands and feet, so much coolness, same articulation. He also doesn't have armor, which I do like in armor, but I guess this makes him very much like the original figure, where he didn't have armor. The head. I bet you there's a struggle to fit this head on some of the other figures. I guess I can do it right now with He-Man. See what He-Man... I never do this. Oh yeah, see, there's a void. He-Man with a Leech face. Looks kind of good. It kind of looks like he's doing some kind of Chinese parade as like a dragon character. Very, very, very cool. Alright, and then how does He-Man look dressed up in a Horde Leech? Oh, his head kind of goes forward. It does look like it is kind of some armor on there, so that's cool. Probably could make some kind of cool Horde. Oh my god, this I have never... We haven't even reviewed Faker yet, but here I go. This is the most I've ever played with my toys. I don't know if that's true. What about Modulok? Which, another Horde member, we need to get Modulok in the cartoon, because I was very disappointed with Origins Modulok. I've mentioned that in a million videos too. Very disappointed, most disappointed of all figures. But He-Man could look pretty cool with this this Leech armor on. This necklace is crazy. It could be Aqua He-Man. All right, let's put these back. So yes, the body parts can all come apart. I kind of wanted to do that though, to see what it would look like with him with just the vest on. All right, wow, that was fun. So he's got the armbands around this part of his arm, and he's got these armbands put on here, like so. I think that the original Origins one had more standard arms, and these ones, they really took some liberties and painted everything up. So interesting that I opened up Buzz-Off and Leech together, because they do... It's very uncommon for these figures not to have removable armor nowadays. And he did come with a gun, which I don't know how you're supposed to use it. Oh, look. That's kind of cool. Wow, that was super nice of them to add that. So we'll have to put this into He-Man's hand later. Oh, it looks like in the packaging that this got bent up. But they made it so you could fold that in, and Leech could use it, just like his crossbow normally. That's cool. And then you can give it to any of your other figures. So this has to be an artifact, even though I don't remember it being... Yeah, they didn't mention it. They didn't mention it on the package. However, they do show She-Ra using it, and then they have Leech doing that exact pose that I was talking about, where you drain the energy from their head. Alright, enough about Leech. Looking really, really good. I like it, despite I do prefer actual armor on my figures opposed to the sculpted. But besides my couple of paint mishaps, I'd have to say that the paint is pretty good. There's something else happening there that's not perfect. Cute. Cute, tough, ugly, awesome, everything I like in a toy. Alright, helmet. And then lastly, this dismantled figure is He-Man, Faker. So I guess now that I have him dismantled, we've got a good look at his head in Faker position, but not really, so I will put it back. We've got this regular armor that comes off like this. Let's look at this body. Let's look at He-Man in reverse. Let's make him all barbarian, naked He-Man. I like this color tone. Kind of an orange undertone for He-Man. Goes good with his orange gauntlets. I don't like when the belt doesn't match the gauntlet. Wait, does it not match? Yeah, it doesn't match. They're two different colors that take... Are they? Now I'm getting confused. Is it just... Or maybe it's because the orange is painted over the dark brown. On camera they kind of look the same. It looks like... I can't... I can't tell. I mean, I guess it's close enough, so I'm not too worried about it. We've got bobblehead going on here. What's up with that? He-Man, very loose neck peg. But that's what He-Man looks like in his barbarian form. There he is. You can see that. I don't know. I'm not comparing it to the other torsos. Well, yes I am. Oh no, I'm not. He's more squared off too. So you got more of a V taper on the regular Origins and the regular Masters of the Universe figures. But these cartoon ones, they're more boxy. The chest is more of a rectangle or a square even. That's what regular He-Man looks like. But let's turn him back into Faker. And here with the weapons, they made it so that, I don't know if that goes up or down. What's the top and what's the bottom? What's the waist? I guess it would. There's no way of me to know. I guess I can try putting it on over his head. I guess you would put the top part over here like this. It's fitting, so we'll do that. They did not make the armor bobblehead. Not cool. The same color as the sword. I kind of want the sword to match the armor, but maybe they did that on purpose because maybe in the cartoon they are not made out of the same plastic and they don't match. Well, in the cartoon they wouldn't be made out of plastic, but based on He-Man, all He-Man's accessories were the same plastic and the same color back in the 80s. So I like when the things match, especially in this cartoon series. This is a really cool adaptation, just like the peg hole. I thought it was like an option. No, it's not. It's not exactly the same peg. I guess they're different, but one gets plugged into the back of the harness and one gets plugged into the harness. They did a really good job with that. Maybe this is the only reason why Andy wanted to have him as a double He-Man, because you get the harness. And I don't know if Faker would have a sword. Did Faker have a fake sword too? This fits nicely in there though. Oh, you can squish it right in, really. It's not falling out. I like that. So that's really, really cool. Bobblehead is very annoying, and that is what they did to Faker's eyes, to give him the glowing eyes, and I think that they did that very, very well. I think there's some other incidences where they used that technique. It looks so good. This bobblehead does not look good. And then that's it. That's all of the figures. I'm going to keep him as Faker, but I want to look at him one more time as He-Man. I think people really like this head. I think that might be the reason why people would get this for a He-Man figure, because it is a very good face sculpt. Actually, it's not. Look at that. He looks nosy and toothy. Doesn't really look like him, but it's still good. I mean, it's very toyetic. It's well designed. It's well colored. Doesn't look like He-Man, but I kind of don't mind that. I do like this head, though. This is kind of toothy and nosy, too, for He-Man. Is it the same head? I think it's the same head. Yeah, it's the same head, just colored differently. The added white eyes. But this is going to be my Filmation Faker. So coolness. Let's dig into the binders. Again, let's clear these out. I did a really good job. I'm not going to be going after. It would take me far too long to find them. These comics I'm excited about. Which one came first? I think that. Yeah, I do have to put these in order, and I'm assuming that the story, if I ever do read these comics, that they do follow a specific order. But I gotta open up the schematic drawings. Oh, whoops. I remember you always have to look at these first in case I want to pull apart some parts that I don't know. Looks like we have the standard parts being pulled together. I love these drawings. Don't ask me why. I don't know if they're drawn with AI, but they're really nice. I love them. Coolness. Oh look, and they seem to take off the extra accessories, so that might have a lot to do with it. This is how I like my figures, simple and basic. So it just gives a simple basic outline of them. Look, they gave He-Man without the glare on his eyes. So I won't bother you with watching me stuff these into here we go. My new, so I know how to find it. I chose the white binder. Normally all my binders are black, but it would only, and I keep my extra sheets in here too. But this is how I put those into here. With the, now that they have 3 to a wave, it's gonna get kind of confusing, and I don't exactly know how I'm gonna put them in. Am I gonna put them in? Am I gonna leave a blank space like this? Or am I going to just not put them in the waves? I haven't organized these. I've just been putting them in haphazardly. Some are double-sided, some are double-sided. So I got to figure that out. I got to put them in order. And sometimes they don't give them to you with figures. And one figure I had to get on the secondhand market, and I don't have a comic book or a sheet for because it wasn't available in Canada. But here is the comic. Oh yeah, and I still don't know which one I'm showing you first. I think it was this one. So let's flip through these. Artwork is great, especially on these cartoon ones, which I like so much. This page seems to be glued together. This one, I probably have shown these comics before in my 3 Princess of Power video that I did. But I love seeing all the characters and the way that the art is going. And then I love those accessories. I think there were 4 of those. Stilt Stalker and whatever that one was called. I thought those were incredible add-on accessories. We need to see those for sure. Okay, so my comic book, where I keep my books. Oh. And then there's this one. Again, they have the cross cells on the back of these, which I don't know why I love that artwork so much either. Looking so good. Skeletor looking super creepy. We got, what's that thing called? Mantisaur? Maybe. Giant insect that Hordak rides. So cool. And then we got this thing. Look at those little demon bats attacking. And look at them. Who's he biting? Is he biting himself? What is he? Oh, everybody's biting each other. That's kind of, I don't know. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like this artwork. So I don't know what's happening there. I've never read any of my comics. One day I have to sit down and do it. This is how I set them all up, ready to do it. I put them, so we got the cover, and then I put the first page, second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page, sixth page, and in this instance, that's what happens. What I recently did was I separated my crossover ones, just because there's not as many, so the complete Turtles collection is in here, and it's right after the WWE ones. I thought that would be a good Masters of the WWE Universe. Those were the first crossover, so they might as well go in here, and I guess this is where I'll put my Thundercats, and if, I'm not sure if the Transformer ones come with comic books, so, but they only need this small binding. These Origin ones, though, Origins keep coming and coming and coming. I need to use a nice 2-inch binder here. So, but I might separate the cartoon collection. And I'm not sure if I have these in order or not. And then there's always these special ones that are added. So yeah, I definitely have to go through these and divide that stuff up better. But right now, this is really easy for me to do because I did one of each. So I already bent these 2 books in the perfect. It's harder to do the bottom 2 because they're the second, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th page. Yeah. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Oh, 5th and 6th page. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th page. So yeah, I have to fill in the blank, and it's so easy to do the first comic book in the series because you just open it up flat, and it's the one that goes in there. Make sure this is the right comic book. This is not the right comic book. It might be the right comic book, but I don't have them in order. Or I do have them in order. So yeah, I just find the middle seam, and then I'll put that at the top here. And here we go. This goes in here. And then because these are in sets of 3, and I've never had to deal with that before, what I've been doing, at least the last time, because this is the second set of 3 that I've had to do this, I just put the extra comic book at the top here, and it stays in place for the most part, but I might have to divide them up separately, so I just double layer it. This one, the bottom comic book here, I have to do some kind of strategic. I think what I do is I have to bend the front and the back like this to get to the right pages showing, or some version of that. But this is there. This is how I get to see all of the pages of the comic just by flipping through the book. I'm also wondering if I will well, see, I don't know if I can do that now. I might put them like so: first cover, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th page, like that. Oh look, I was counting wrong. Not that it matters, but I might set it up so that the pages are facing, but actually no, I can't do that because I used to be able to do that 4 comics to a wave, but this time I kind of have to keep it like this. This one page is the full story. And then we'll do the same for this. Make sure that that slime pit scene is the next scene. So I'll just open up these 2 flat, down the center, put them in here. It does really make me appreciate my collection more. Just like with these plastic bins that I've been getting. Like this with my toys. This is a good example. Fisher Price Adventure people. I appreciate having them in this instead of having them in big boxes. I can definitely appreciate my toy collection better every time I do something like that. So I love having this ability to flip through and see the whole story. So that's really cool. Now I have to put these in order, and again, I might take out the cartoon collection and keep them completely separate from the Origins collection. And yeah, it'll be fun. It's fun to flip through these, go down memory lane, and seeing the different figures. Look at this. Waves of 6 was the first wave. They keep putting them down. I'll be happy. I'm happy with them lessening making the waves lower numbers, because that, and then I don't know what to do with Sunmen. I mean, for this, the stories follow the same. They've put Sunmen in there, but for the white binder, I don't know, maybe I want to put the horde of these. I think I might do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think I'll put the horde together, and then I'll put Sunmen together, and I'll put, I think I'll categorize them that way. It'll be a nice change. and then I can just flip and look at the different factions. And actually it'll be easier for me to find them if I'm wondering, is this part supposed to snap out of place? And I wanted to look, I could reference it that way. It would definitely be easier to reference it by the faction. So my binder, my new figures, I'm getting closer to catching up. I really want to open up Point Dread to put on the top of my Castle Grayskull, which I have now on display even better. Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. I've just gotten the whatever the Horde playset is, Fright Zone. I don't have a place to put that. It could go up there though, because my original, not my original, but the vintage, it's not the one I had as a kid, is up there. And that's just collecting dust, which is not something I should put that away. I kind of regret buying that, because the new one is like, I don't feel as, it's not as brittle, it's not as like scary of breaking it. And then that Castle Grayskull needs to go into storage. I think I just answered my question. That'd be a great place to put the Fright Zone. Just got to remember to vacuum it and dust it often. All right, thanks so much for joining me. I had fun opening these toys. They're really nice. They're gonna go into some bins, and and then I'm catching up. So Thundercats and Transformers. I guess I'm gonna wait to get the other Transformers, which I haven't ordered yet, because I'm trying to save on shipping. So I'll order everything at the same time, and also very expensive. However, and Mattel Creations is now offering their figures. I think it's a new thing that they're going to do. So I can buy the latest cartoon wave and the latest Thundercat wave. I can pre-order them. That's not something that they offered before. And it's been lasting. Usually they sell out. They put them up when they're ready, and then they sell them out to you. But they've allowed you to pre-order figures, which I've had to get from Big Bad Toy Store or wait on Amazon. I might wait on Amazon, though, because I'll save a little bit of money with Amazon, and then I don't have to pay all at once, too, which is another benefit. And when you buy with Mattel Creations, you pay right away. And with Amazon, they don't charge you until they ship. And Big Bad Toy Store, they don't charge you until you ship. That is a big reason why I choose those as retailers. That's my 2 cents. All right, thanks for joining me today. I love these things. I'm glad that I pumped through 2 waves today. We're getting there. I'm finally going to get all of this stuff open. So much more stuff to open too. Until next week, more Masters of the Universe.